doubling its valuation as well. Moving on, visa processing platform Atlys has raised $20 million in its Series B funding round, co-led by Peak 15 Partners and Elevation Capital. The round also saw participation from all existing investors alongside new investors such as DST Global and Headline. Having seen 20x growth over the past year, Atlys has also expanded its footprint in the US, UAE and the UK markets while strengthening its leadership team with top-tier hires in product engineering and marketing. To elaborate on the future roadmap at Atlys, joining me now is its founder and CEO, Mohak Nahta. Mohak, welcome to Startup Street. You claim to leverage cutting-edge automation to streamline visa applications for over 150 destinations. You also claim Atlys has been successful in reducing rejections and cutting processing times to as fast as 55 seconds. So Mohak, elaborate on your technology, interface and data encryption. How does Atlys ensure both convenience and security for global travelers?
Absolutely. So thanks for having me. So at a high level, what Atlys does, it basically makes sure that you get your visa on time. And the way we do it is that on the back end, we actually have built a predictive engine, which crunches a lot of data points, millions of data points to try to figure out for a given profile, when will your visa come, right? Along with that, on top of that, we build many layers such as a rejection engine. So even before you check out, we estimate your chances of an approval, and if they're lower than a certain percentage, we actually don't take the revenue, don't take the money, and just say that, look, if you improve on these parameters, we think you have a higher chance of approval, and then go from there, right? In terms of security, 256-bit AES, data is encrypted at rest and in transit. What it means is that security is as tight as a bank, or unbreakable, with a lot of and then we have sort of all sorts of certifications and compliance, all right, that we meet.
All right. If you could further elaborate on the business model, do you want to be the next VFS or you want to be the next Thomas Cook? Where do you lie?
I think we're both very different. First of all, I think the market itself is changing rapidly, right? Like you see a big tailwind towards e-visas, so visas are getting digital. Look, both of those are great businesses, but VFS, the customer is predominantly the government, right? And they get contracts. Yes. And then Thomas Cook, on the other hand, is a very different business. They go and get group travelers through like offline stores, right? Ours is a very online first, digital first model, where normal applicants, leisure travelers come, apply for visas and other services, and pay us a service fees. So very different business, very different go-to markets, right? And I think the other tailwind, in addition to e-visas, that a lot of people, like with every country that's going from becoming developing to developed, right? A lot of Indians are now moving to sort of self-serve DIY travel booking and just travel planning, right? So they no longer need to rely on someone else.
Okay. Mohak, so tell us, why should a customer come to you? Are you only present in, destinations where there are e-visas? And also in terms of pricing, are you cheaper than your competitors? Give us a sense of your pricing model, the processing fee you charge.
Absolutely, right. Atlys supports more than 130 destinations from India. Plus, we're present across the world globally. We support like several of these lanes from origin to destination. In terms of a pricing model, no, we don't brand ourselves, and we're not the cheapest. I think what we offer is just certainty, which the current visa process lacks, right? So we can. For every visa you see on Atlys, you see exactly the time to the minute when you'll get the visa. And we meet that for over 99% of applications, right?
Okay.
I mean, internally, we always sort of believe that it's like we have to do what's best for the customer and build the best product. So we don't look at competitor pricing at all, honestly.
Okay, so let's get to the fundraise now. Tell us how the fresh funds raised help you fuel Atlys's expansion strategy. What new markets are you looking to expand into? And you're also looking to enhance your product and engineering capabilities. Tell us what's in the pipeline, any new offerings that you plan to launch soon, any other vertical that you're looking to enter into perhaps.
Absolutely. So, Atlys sort of is a canonical example of build in India for the world, right? So we've already started expanding pretty significantly outside of India, starting with the UAE, UK, and US, which are big markets with like huge immigrant populations. So that's sort of, where the funds will use. In addition, we're also launching a lot of other products such as forex, insurance, eSIMs, right, to help travelers across the travel journey. And then finally, we obviously need a very strong team to execute on these ambitious roadmaps. So that as well.
All right, you've seen 20x growth over the past year. Take us through your revenue numbers. What is the road to profitability looking like, and how do you plan to continue this growth momentum?
Absolutely, right. So it's very interesting that even till date, 70% of our growth is organic. So which means it's coming through referrals, and we continue to believe that if we build a great product that fulfills this value promise with sort of backed by a great customer support experience, and that is actually delightful, a lot of growth will continue to come just from word of mouth, right?
Okay.
You know, and in terms of profitability, look, we don't burn that much money. We are obviously, since day one, we have focused on sustainable growth, which is sort of backed by the fact that predominantly our growth is coming not from paid but from
Okay.
organic.
All right, one final question, if you could quickly answer that. As India's outbound tourism surges, the need for a seamless on-time visa process is more critical than ever. So take us through some of the growth targets that you've set for yourself. How do you plan to grab a bigger share of this opportunity?
Absolutely. Look, so we've grown 20x over the last year or so, and we want to continue maintain this growth rate, right? So even though it's going to be at a higher base, we have not changed our growth targets. We want to continue growing. And as India moves, more and more travelers from India move towards sort of a DIY sort of traveling plan, we want to be the platform that they come to for their visa needs and other travel needs, right? So the target is actually the same, like continue to maintain the same growth rate.
Okay.
Even at a higher base.
All right, Mohak, we've run out of time, but many thanks for joining us on Startup Street today, and wish you the very best for all your growth plans.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
On that note, it is time for us to head into a short break, but coming up next, Drip Capital bags $113 million